City, 3 on the run. Local law enforcement is searching for juveniles who escaped from Swanson last night. And accused sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide in his jail cell. We hear from one of his accusers. Plus, a local man competing on America's Got Talent makes a stop performing in his hometown, Winsboro. Hello and thank you for joining us. I'm Anna McAllister. Chelsea Jones has the night off. Our top story tonight, Monroe Police and other local agencies are searching for several Swanson escapees. According to sources both inside and outside of Swanson, 4 juveniles escaped from the facility around 9:30 last night. A representative with the Juvenile Justice Department told us one escapee was found earlier today in Monroe. The others still on the run. This incident, one of several for the facility in the last few months. Just 3 weeks ago, officials were searching for 2 other escapees. We will keep you updated as the story develops. And new information tonight on the suicide of accused sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein. His death, a devastating turn of events for the victims. Their chance to see him face justice taken away from them. The investigations against him will continue as a new investigation into his death. NBC's Stephanie Gosk reports.
Jeffrey Epstein was found unresponsive in his Manhattan jail cell early this morning. He was rushed to the hospital, but it was too late, according to the Federal Bureau of Prisons. Multiple law enforcement sources tell NBC News Epstein hanged himself. Epstein's death brings an end to his criminal case, which for the accusers was going to be a chance for their stories to be heard in court.
He raped me, forcefully raped me, but knew exactly what he was doing.
Jennifer Arose spoke to NBC News after Epstein pleaded not guilty to sex trafficking charges. Today she wrote, "I am angry Jeffrey Epstein won't have to face his survivors of his abuse in court. We have to live with the scars of his actions for the rest of our lives." Both the FBI and Inspector General are conducting investigations into Epstein's death. In a statement, Attorney General William Barr writes in part, "I was appalled to learn that Jeffrey Epstein was found dead. Mr. Epstein's death raises serious questions that must be answered. Among them, why wasn't he being watched? Just 3 weeks ago, the 66-year-old was found injured in his cell. According to multiple sources familiar with that incident, he had marks on his neck, and it was believed to have been a possible suicide attempt. So he was put in isolation and on suicide watch. But today, multiple people familiar with the investigation tell NBC News Epstein was not on suicide watch at the time of his death.
Had he been taken off suicide watch, the question becomes why.
Cameron Lindsay is a retired warden from 3 federal prisons.
I would want updates on him multiple times a day. And if my chief psychologist, the program coordinator, was contemplating taking the inmate off suicide, I would certainly expect that issue to be discussed among the facility's executive staff.
Epstein's death, he says, makes the whole system look bad.
This is a huge black eye on the U.S. Department of Justice, and more specifically the Bureau of Prisons, and even more specifically MCC New York.
In a rare public statement, one of Epstein's defense attorneys spoke out as a private citizen, not on behalf of his client, blaming Epstein's death on what he called overzealous prosecutors, compliant judges, and a hysterical press. Now, on a lighter and more local note, Winsboro welcoming home the one and only Robert Finley. Finley is a contestant on the 14th season of America's Got Talent, but he hasn't forgotten where he's came from. Today, Winsboro gathered to support and celebrate as they heard him live. There was music, food trucks, and dancing, packed with excited fans. In addition, Mayor Jackie Johnson presented 2 awards to Finley, one from the city, the other from Franklin Parish.
It don't happen like over every day. I mean, it's more like a once-in-a-lifetime thing happening in our own town, you know, so it's considered as a blessing.
We're just so proud of him. We thank God for him, and all of Winsboro should be out here tonight because this is something positive for Winsboro.
In Finley's speech, he reminded everyone that it's never too late to start dreaming. Now, coming up on NBC 10 News at 10, local kids with disabilities have a chance to cast a reel. As the sun shined down, the 3rd annual Cast for Kids kicked off at Farmerville today. Brian can we expect to see more sun this week?
Oh, yes. We have a lot more sunshine on the way and a lot of heat with that, too. You don't want to make ice cream your best friend through the remainder of the weekend into the start of next week, as we could see 100-degree temperatures. We'll time out all the details coming up when NBC 10 News at 6 continues, or 10.
Are you a DirecTV or AT&T UVerse subscriber who can no longer watch our sister station, Fox 14, through your television provider? First, we apologize for the inconvenience, as DirecTV and AT&T has refused to accept our parent company's offer to extend negotiations to avoid disruption to your service. We encourage you to reach out to DirecTV and AT&T at the number on your screen to express your concern for not receiving programming from KARD Fox 14, in addition to the most accurate weather forecast and local news that protects and informs you and your family.
If you've been involved in a car wreck, call Creed & Creed, your local injury attorneys.
The crowding at our area animal shelters keeps getting worse.
And so does the cost of feeding these precious animals.
That's why we're holding our annual pet food drive through August 17th, and we need your help.
Please donate dry or canned food items at Little Veterinary Services, Bayou Dental Group, or the KTVE KARD television studios. Thank you.
Get the 6-minute advantage with the live Storm Tracker Doppler radar on NBC 10, keeping you and your family safe. Brought to you by E. Orem Young Law, the bankruptcy specialist.
It's the Honda Summer Spectacular event, which means more of this. The kind of elation you can only experience after getting a great deal on a Honda Civic or Civic hatchback. Or an Accord. All come standard with the Honda Sensing suite of safety and driver-assistive features. And as you can see, all will provide you with plenty of joy. Come be a part of it today.
Get a great deal on the Honda Accord and find your happy place at the Honda Summer Spectacular event.
You want to see a magic trick? Paul McCartney!
Oh my God, I just made that with the camel.
The world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate, available only on the next generation GMC Sierra. Get over $10,000 total value on this next generation 2019 Sierra Crew Cab SLT, or get 20% below MSRP on these 2019 Double Cab and SLE Crew Cab models with a traditional tailgate.
See your Monroe area GMC dealer. It's the back-to-school sale at Cavender's. Save $10 on high-quality men's and ladies' area jeans and get $10 to $20 off our huge selection of area men's and ladies' boots. Cavender's, the best selection for back-to-school. NBC 10 News at 10 continues.
Well, the sun was out today, and so were the fishing poles. Local kids spent their day casting their lines at the 3rd annual Cast for Kids event, teaching kids with disabilities how to fish. NBC 10's Maya Hudgens has the story.
With rods in hand, these kids were reeling in fish by the minute, though for some, it was their first time.
Many of them don't get to fish, don't have the opportunity, so this event allows us to introduce them to the sport of fishing.
Up until 3 years ago, there had never been a fishing event for children with disabilities in Louisiana, other than in New Orleans. The last 3 years, this annual event has been held at Darbone Lake.
3 times.
So you've been here all 3 times that they've had it, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
In addition, Cast for Kids can help parents relax and know that their kid will be attended to.
A lot of times you go to an activity that's not based for your child and they feel left out because they're not able to attend. Well, this event is exactly the opposite. It's for those children that need special attention.
This event isn't just about fishing. It allows kids to socialize and meet new friends.
My favorite part of being out here is to fish and be with my friends.
Some children have actually become fish whisperers, catching 6 or 7 fish throughout the day.
They can bring the kid here, and it's not a struggle. You know, they're going to be taken care of and enjoy their day.
Many parents say their kids stay up all night due to excitement that's to come.
I got a text message this morning at like 5 o'clock that, you know, Noah was excited. He was ready to fish.
In Farmerville, Maya Hudgens, NBC 10, your local news leader.
I cannot imagine fishing in that heat today.
It was a little hot for it, but it looks like they did it when it was kind of cloudy, but not going to be seeing much in the way of cloud cover, and it is going to be getting much hotter. But we'll time out when we'll see some relief when NBC 10 News at 10 continues.
Start your mornings with NBC 10 News today.
Preparing you and your kids for the day with the Bus Stop Forecast, showing you how to plan.
the bus stop forecast on NBC 10 News Today, sponsored by Creed & Creed, your local injury attorneys.
People are really excited about Toyota's national clearance event. Congrats.
Get $2,000 customer cash, or qualified buyers get 0% APR for 60 months on a new 2019 Camry. Toyota, let's go places.
I'm Eddie Risponi. I'm 100% pro-life, a lifelong outdoorsman, and a businessman who's created thousands of jobs.
Conservative outsider, Eddie Risponi.
I'll stand with President Trump to ban sanctuary cities, require work for welfare benefits, and give voters the right to approve serious tax reform.
A plan so easy, a career politician could do it.
They never will.
Boom, there it is. Eddie Risponi for governor.
Here's your Buick, sir. Actually, that's my Buick.
How are we going to fit in your mom's Buick?
Easy.
I like that new Buick.
Me too.
I was actually talking about that Buick.
I knew that.
Did you?
Buick's fresh new lineup is full of surprises. Get this low-mileage lease on this 2019 Buick Encore for around $199 per month. Or get over $4,200 below MSRP on this 2019 Buick Encore Preferred.
See your Monroe area Buick dealer.
One for trash bags? Come on.
Hefty, hefty, hefty!
Hey, ladies. Buy Hefty Ultra Strong at a low price.
Dada. I wish.
Get Hefty Ultra Strong. Costs less than Glad Force Flex were sold head-to-head.
Want a relaxing pedicure?
Relaxing pedicure? My feet get so dry and cracked, I need serious relief. That's why I use O'Keeffe's for healthy feet. Guaranteed relief for extremely dry, cracked feet. Thanks to O'Keeffe's, I got my feet back.
People are really excited about Toyota's national clearance event. Congrats.
During Toyota's national clearance event, qualified lessees can lease the new 2019 RAV4 LE for only $259 a month. Toyota, let's go places.
Live Storm Tracker Doppler radar, sponsored by bankruptcy attorney E. Orem Young. Now, your local weather with meteorologist Brian Briggs.
Happy Saturday to you. Hopefully you've been staying cool out there. It was another hot one today, but you can believe it or not, really not too far off from what we would normally see for this time of year, right on the dot. But with all that moisture in the air, feeling more like 109 here in the Twin Cities, and some of us once again got too close to 115 as they feel like temperatures. So, and again, you're seeing that low at 78, not much relief at night, and not much relief from showers and storms. Live Storm Tracker Doppler radar brought to you by Orem Young, showing that any sort of activity that we had today has now dissipated, and we really just did not see much. Really did not help us out in cooling down. So we're currently sitting at 83 degrees here, feeling more like 91, and again, that's humidity fairly high too. That's the reason why we're not seeing much relief at night, especially. Across the board, we're seeing upper 70s to lower 80s across much of the area. So again, we're not going to be cooling off too much because that moisture is kind of holding on to that heat. And when you factor in what it really feels like, still feeling like 91 here in Monroe, 90 in Vicksburg, 90s out towards the west as well. Look at Shreveport feeling like 95 at this hour. So hot, humid, and again, I know I sound like a broken record. It is here to stay, and that's why the National Weather Service has issued this heat advisory. This one lasts through 7 p.m. Sunday. Some of us too, especially in southern Arkansas, are under an excessive heat watch. And yeah, as we are not out of the woods yet. Look at how many of us across the Mid-South and parts of the plains as well are under this heat advisory. So we're all going to be baking under this area of high pressure that is going to be making us feel more like the 110 to 120 range. So Future Tracker shows that you can see that clockwise flow around the high pressure, kind of centered off in Texas, Oklahoma. Watch the cold front off towards the northwest too. This will be a player in our weather as we get towards the Wednesday, but Monday into Tuesday doesn't really get here until then. And meanwhile, we will be baking under this ridge of high pressure with some clouds here and there, but as you saw, Future Tracker not really showing us much in the way of those green blobs, so don't count on really much in the way of relief from rain chances until about Wednesday. So until then, you need to be taking that heat safety very seriously. Never leave the pets or children in the car. Always drink water. Make sure you're staying hydrated, as it can sneak up on you pretty quickly. Make sure to reduce stress outside if you can, or if you find ways to cool down, find some shade or AC if possible, and always wear the appropriate clothing, as again, it really will not take too long to get overwhelmed, as it will feel like 110 to up to possibly 120 as we get into the start of next week. Dropping down to about 78 once again tonight. Very warm and humid, not looking for any chances of rain tonight, and that will be the case for all of us, as we're only going to be getting down in the middle 70s for the coolest temperatures across the Arklamas. And then for tomorrow, getting into the upper 90s. Isolated showers and storms developing in the afternoon, but again, very, very isolated, and we'll all be in the 90s, feeling close to, we're getting very close to that 100-degree mark here in the Twin Cities. So, quick look at the 7-day forecast shows that we have the 100-degree temperatures for Monday, Tuesday. Some relief from that not-so-hot front on Wednesday, but with that being said, even the end of next weekend and next weekend, it's still going to be in the mid-90s and lots of sunshine to go around. That's going to be it for weather.
Thanks, Brian. Coming up on NBC 10 News at 10, they say leaves of 3, leave them be. But spotting poison ivy in plain sight can be tricky. We take a look at how to spot the signs of poison ivy coming back next.
Find your new best friend. Help clear the shelters on August 17th. Join NBC 10, Fox 14, and Banner Ford for this nationwide pet adoption event. Go to myarclinis.com for local shelters near you. Brought to you by these fine sponsors.
Summer isn't long, but summer to-do lists are. Let a Ford F-150 help quickly turn your to-dos into ta-dons. During the Ford Hurry Up and Save sales event, get 20% estimated savings on select Ford F-150s, plus earn complimentary maintenance through Ford Pass Rewards. It's a hit, so chill and enjoy your summer in America's best-selling trucks 42 years straight. Get 20% estimated savings on select Ford F-150s, plus earn complimentary maintenance through Ford Pass Rewards from your Southern Quality Ford dealer.
I'm Donna Edwards. As a teacher, I believe the best opportunity you can give a child is a good education. That's why John Bell ended years of devastating cuts and is investing in our children's future again. He passed the first teacher pay raise in 10 years, increased funding for K-12 and higher education, and fully funded TOPS. It's a good start, but John Bell won't stop working until every child has the opportunities they need to keep moving Louisiana forward.
Here's your Buick, sir. Actually, that's my Buick.
How are we going to fit in your mom's Buick?
Easy.
I like that new Buick.
Me too.
I was actually talking about that Buick.
I knew that.
Did you?
Buick's fresh new lineup is full of surprises. Get this low-mileage lease on this 2019 Buick Encore for around $199 per month. Or get over $4,200 below MSRP on this 2019 Buick Encore Preferred.
See your Monroe area Buick dealer.
LSU Tiger fans, it's time to get up and go. Get in the game and get the inside stories on Go Nation. Sunday night at 11:30 on NBC 10. Sponsored by Gordon McKernan, Injury Attorneys. NBC 10 News at 10 continues.
If you come in contact with poison ivy, that rash may not show up right away, especially on thicker skin. Cleveland Clinic dermatologist Dr. Melissa Paling says for the first time you're exposed to poison ivy, you may not even get the rash, but the second time can come back with a vengeance.
For poison ivy, it's terribly itchy. It's that itch. And people, once you've had it once, you know when you get it again. It's that terrible, unmistakable itch.
Thinner layers of skin are more susceptible to getting the rash. To prevent poison ivy, make sure you're always wearing long sleeves, pants, and gloves while in wooded areas. If you do come in contact with it, wash your clothes right away. When we come back, we'll head up to Haynesville for a special feature about a new book on the Golden Tornado football team. Plus, Louisiana Tech held their first scrimmage of fall camp. Find out what Coach thought about it next in sports.
John Bell Edwards gave us his word.
Will you raise taxes on individuals or businesses?
No.
Again.
I'm not going to look at raising taxes.
And again.
I don't have a plan to raise taxes.
But he did raise taxes, highest sales tax in the country. He broke his promise, and we're paying the price. The national economy is booming, but Louisiana is ranked dead last and is being left behind. Higher taxes, lost jobs. That's John Bell Edwards, paid for by RGA Right Direction PAC.
Here's your Buick, sir. Actually, that's my Buick.
How are we going to fit in your mom's Buick?
Easy.
I like that new Buick.
Me too.
I was actually talking about that Buick.
I knew that.
Did you?
Buick's fresh new lineup is full of surprises. Get this low-mileage lease on this 2019 Buick Encore for around $199 per month. Or get over $4,200 below MSRP on this 2019 Buick Encore Preferred.
See your Monroe area Buick dealer.
Every day, I go to work for Entergy.
I know customers are counting on me.
Depending on me.
Relying on me. So Entergy is investing millions of dollars to keep the lights on,
We're inspecting and replacing utility poles.
We're improving the grid to serve you better
and installing new technology
to prevent outages before they happen.
We're building a stronger grid.
For a stronger Louisiana. Because together, we power life.
Now, your local sports with Spencer Tillis.
We're now just a few weeks away from the start of the high school football season, and it's no secret Haynesville has been a power in the 1A for a long, long time. But now there's a new way to appreciate all that history that came from just one small town in Louisiana.
I moved here when I was 2 years old, and I've been here 62 years. We don't have anything fancy here. We just have the plain, basic things, and we do have a lot of love in this town for each other.
To a stranger driving through, Haynesville probably looks like just another small town in America. And while the days seem to move a little bit slower there, they do have one thing that's withstood the test of time.
I really do believe this football team has kept this town alive as much as it has, you know, and it's just, it's really special is all I can say. It's just tradition.
Only about 2,000 people call Haynesville home, but every one of them has a special bond to their team, and one that often goes back for generations.
These guys that we have playing now, their daddies played, their uncles played. I coached their daddies. I played with their daddies. It's kind of a family thing, so it means something to them. And when they go out there to play, it's not just playing the game. They're playing for those people.
This family, it's got to be. You can look on the walls out there and see how much the community appreciates it.
Those walls help tell a story that started over 100 years ago, 17 state titles and 38 district championships later. And not only are they the winningest program in Louisiana state history, but they rank 25th in the country.
If you're going to be good at anything, you got to put something, you got to put a lot into it. And the people in this town have invested into this program. The kids have invested into it. The coaches have certainly invested into it. And when you put that much into it, you know, over time, good things are going to happen for you.
And now, over a century's worth of tradition and history can be found in just one place. After spending the last couple of years researching and writing, Bauer was finally ready to publish and release his book.
You know, my main focus was to really cover the history of not only the high school and the football team, but then how they helped bring a community together to succeed.
When a lot of small towns seem to kind of drift this way or that way, this town has kind of stayed stable because of the football program.
Meanwhile, just down the road from there, Louisiana Tech's football team was back in camp this morning as well. The Bulldogs getting ready for that season opener game when they make the trip over to Texas. And they had a big practice this morning. It was their first scrimmage of fall camp. Now, this really wasn't about trying to get their starters some touches so much as it was figuring out who their 2s and 3s are going to be as they try and develop a little bit of a depth chart. Overall, head coach Skip Holtz was happy with what he saw from his team.
As a team, we have a chance. I mean, we have a chance, and that's all we're asking for at this point in time. We're still a long way away. This scrimmage was personnel as much as anything to see where we are and who those 70 on the bus are going to be as we get our travel list put together. So I thought it was overall a productive day, and we got some good work.
Yeah, it was a good day. You know, it wasn't about winning or losing today. It was more about personnel, just trying to figure out the depth charts and get guys out here that haven't had enough experience out here at Louisiana Tech. So we just come out here and run some plays and see who can fit in the system.
It was the first scrimmage of the year also for LSU. While they closed it to public, head coach Ed Orgeron did share his thoughts on how it went with the media following it.
I thought the defensive line did very well today. There was a lot of guys out on a lot of offensive line of scrimmage that were not playing, especially on the second team. A couple of guys were hurt, so there's some guys that normally don't play on the second team. I thought the defensive line had a dominant day. I think we had 5 sacks on the defensive line, so overall I thought they played very well.
Finally, it's not just preseason for our college team. NFL is getting started, and in case you missed it, this happened last night. Steelers were taking on the Bucs. That was Ryan Griffin trying to drop back to pass. He gets hit, the ball came loose, and guess who came up with it? Ruston's very own Isaiah Buggs with the nose for the ball, gets the fumble recovery. Also had 3 tackles on the night. Steelers would get the win 30-28. That is going to be it for sports. We'll have one last look at your forecast coming up next.
Jason and Cole came into Homeland Bank one day. They were unhappy with the service they were receiving at another bank. We were just able to provide a more personable service for them. That really helped them thrive the way they did over the past couple of years. We're Homeland Bank. Where's your money?
First 6-function multi-pro tailgate, available only on the next generation GMC Sierra. Get over $10,000 total value on this next generation 2019 Sierra Crew Cab SLT, or get 20% below MSRP on these 2019 Double Cab and SLE Crew Cab models with a traditional tailgate.
See your Monroe area GMC dealer.
Midlands Roofing has 2 manufacturing facilities in Strong and West Monroe and 6 distribution locations. At Midlands Roofing, you have a variety of options for your new roof, a wide range of colors, and a full line of accessories, including styrofoam and fiberglass insulation, roll-up doors, purlins, and much more, with a limited 40-year warranty and 8 locations in the Arklebus. Midlands is the sure and convenient choice for metal roofing. Midlands Roofing, quality service for all your roofing needs.
First 6-function multi-pro tailgate, available only on the next generation GMC Sierra. Get over $10,000 total value on this next generation 2019 Sierra Crew Cab SLT, or get 20% below MSRP on these 2019 Double Cab and SLE Crew Cab models with a traditional tailgate.
See your Monroe area GMC dealer.
You know, I've been in banking 35 years, and I have to say that joining Homeland reminds me a lot of when I started my career. We really sit down and make sure that we understand a client's needs. We don't put customers into a boilerplate situation. We're Homeland Bank. Where's your money?
And the heat is going to be on for the second half of the weekend into the first couple days of next week, at least, as highs in the upper 90s to lower 100s, lows in the 80s as well. So do not count on relief overnight. Make sure you're staying cool and safe out there, as it will feel like 110 to 115 plus in some spots. Relief will come at least somewhat with a not so hot front on Wednesday, and but then we will stay in the mid-90s as we get into the end of next week, and lots of sunshine to go around. So the August heat is here to stay, and yeah.
Find somewhere indoors to hide.
Yes, very much
AC
so.
for sure, 100%.
Yep.
Well, thanks for joining us tonight, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. That's it for us.